So you see, this is how the juices come out now. It's finally cooled off now, all right, from my batch that I had. Now, this is the ones I'm selling. This is the one I said for more. We're going to show you how we do this right here, all right? So I got my lemons. We're going to squeeze the lemons into there now. Y'all ready? Let's go. So I'm going to show you how we do the Go-Go Wilds Mama B's Organic Boat Blast Tea, all right? So we got our lemons, right? We're going to go ahead and squeeze our lemons into there. First half. Mm-hmm. Just like that. So these are the ones I'm making for the house. You feel me? But you know, it's gonna be amazing because they love this one right here. My niece, shout out to Tata. She loves this one the best, and she don't even really like juice like that. She likes to drink other stuff and soda and milk, but this juice right here, she loves this one right here. She says it's the best. I'm gonna go ahead and squeeze another half into it. So we use this filter so that when the seeds, I use only seeded citrus fruits, always seeded fruits, period. But I only use seeded lemons. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and squeeze all of this out. Let's go. And then I like to put the citrus, the guts of it, the flesh, all up in the juice. You know what I mean? So they give it more of a lemony, tasty, blast when you taste the taste buds. It's all up in there. Let's get it. Excuse me on that, y'all. Now we go to our next half. Okay, on to the next half. So we do. Squeeze it all up in there and get all of that good out in there. That's what you want to do. So this right here is something God gave me a calling for this. It's a gift. And it's amazing because my mother, me and my siblings' mother, she was always good in the kitchen. So just being around her, she taught me a lot. I had my father, he was a culinary chef, and Uptown. Shout out to everybody Uptown. So everybody know White Plains, which a lot of people is better known as, CC City, and it's where, he worked at this restaurant called Sam's Club, and my brother, you know, he ended up, you know what I mean, going to culinary school and working there with him. He wanted to get into it. So as time went by, a lot of people in my family was good at cooking, but my father, he was the best, and he really went to school for this. And I found it funny because my father was the born diggity, bro. And I remember like wanting to learn the trade and the craft of doing things like that. But my father had passed, you know what I mean, by the way, at a certain age. But my brother, he never really took the time with me. He had take the time with everybody else. It was like to him, I was just always a burden. I was always in his way. I was like, I don't know, maybe he despised me. And this is for learning purposes. It's not for you to feel bad because look how great I did without it and without him. You know what I mean? By paying attention to my mother and everybody that God brought my way. But I gotta talk about it because it is my story. This is for learning purposes only. And he ended up having a restaurant. He had got a restaurant in Mamaroneck, and I even wanted to like work with him. You feel me? And this is at the time as I already went through all of the spiritual warfare, went through all of the trauma, that I had went through in my life. You know what I mean? So I definitely would have felt my brother would have supported me, especially that I'm trying to get back to doing something. Something is better than nothing. And it was like, long story short, shout out to Juan, shout out Roberto, some of the most greatest. You know what I mean? Shout out to all my Mayan people, all my Theka belt. We're gonna use this grapefruit. And they really went in the restaurant. And but my brother, one of my favorite dishes is paella. So shout out all my Chicanos, shout out all my chulos, shout out all my Mexicana mamas, shout out my hot tamales. Y'all know what it is. It's one of the greatest of the culture. If y'all don't know about that paella, you got to check it out. It's one of the most greatest dishes. A lot of Mexicans like to cook it. So shout out to all my peoples. And I wanted to work with him, and he didn't want to hire me. I remember him literally telling me that I could work, he just couldn't pay me. And I always found it funny. Like, my situation, I'm going through a lot of spiritual warfare, it's hard to just get a job and focus. Like, you understand what I'm trying to say? And for somebody to be your older brother, older sibling, you would think that they would support and help you. I ain't asked him to take care of me, but you know what I'm saying? Like, he wanted, he rather me work for free. Like, it's fun. I found it funny and hilarious like that. You know what I mean? Because that's like unacceptable, it's disrespectful, it's unattractive as a man, and you're always gonna forget about a person like that. Like, you're saying my worth ain't good enough. And you feel me? You're gonna pay everybody else, but you won't pay me. You rather me work for free. That, you know what I mean? That's basically him telling you in another way, like, I'm not gonna hire you. Like, I'd rather not hire you. But anyway, that restaurant fell apart. Like, I knew it would because it wasn't blessed. When you're doing things, and it was God showing you. I never really needed him anyway. But look at me now. I'm doing my own dreams. I got my own channel on YouTube. I'm working on everything with God, and it's working out. I mean, years later, it always showed me that he really did despise me. He just always he couldn't respect. He was full of so much anger, so much hate, so much resentment, so much envious and ill intent until he'd do it. You know what I mean? And yeah, he ended up being like everybody else. You know what I'm saying? We in the world, but he became of it. You know what I mean? So it wasn't a loss that I had. It was a lesson that God and I changed to a blessing. And I had just like everybody else who wish a lot of bad things with me, wish the North Side. By the way, I'm him, North Side, God's plan. Shout out to Drake in that song. But who wished a lot of bad things on me that I had to outgrow them, outgrow the place he's at and the things that they do. And like the Wayne song, and it all works out. So look at me now. I'm working on my brand. I'm working on my juice companies. You know what I mean? I got my platforms I'm working on. You know what I'm saying? I got my clothing line that I'm working on with God, and I'm saying I'm making history. I'm building legacy. I'm building, my empire. I'm being remarkable, and I'm being more than remarkable and leaving my marks. I'm preparing as I'm building revenue and et cetera, et cetera. And it's just beautiful how it is, bro. When you love your mother, you honor your mother, and you do it with God, everything works out. You know what I mean? And I'm more than grateful for God giving me this opportunity. I'm grateful for everybody He sent my way at the right place, the right time, the right purpose. Shout out to Maryland. Shout out to Brew. There's a lot of people they really helped me out through it. You know what I mean? And it's crazy how growing up, you think God's always be your homies, even your family be your biggest supporters. Majority of the time, they're not. They're not your biggest supporters. Even as I started this juices, most of my homeboys, they was never supportive. And my bros, most guys, they how they tell you the whole story. They ride, they think they rough riders. They gonna ride with you. They even go with you. You know what I mean? But when it comes down to it, those be the main ones who's never there. Never there. But my women like Mama B, I saw Mama B. You know what I mean? Up with it. Go Wild Juice. All my women always supported me. So I gotta say shout out to my better half, Ebony Love. Shout out to Nisa. Shout out to the girls. Shout out to Todd. Shout out to Jolly. Huh, Jolly? Shout out to my better half, Jolly. You know what I mean? Huh, Jalea? Shout out Jolly. You know what I mean? Shout out to my other half, huh, Aquafina. Shout out to all my women out there. Shout out Fine Wine Donna. All my women out there who really support me through it all. Shout out 100 BRK. You know what I mean? For always seeing me when everybody else, this is amazing. Shout out to the most beautiful girl in the world, huh, Guatemala, huh, Mexico, huh, Puerto Rock. Shout out to all my women. But it's like when everybody gave up, they were the only ones who still saw me. Like, you know how it feels when rejection is bad and all of that. Although there's a worse feeling to be outed. Like, you know what I mean? To be outed, especially by your own people. Like, you feel me? It's kind of rough for you to want to do anything and not give up. But every time I went through spiritual warfare, she was always right there. She always showed me she had eyes for me. So I was like, that right there is the most attractive thing is a person really showing up and showing out that they support you. Because anyone could tell you that they love you. But when someone shows you that actions, they show you that in reality instead of just a story they tell of opinion and belief, it's going to hit different. Because anyone can tell you that they love you. And love is great, but also can hurt. But when people show up for you and show out for you, they stand for something that won't fall for nobody's nothing, you can feel that. It's not emotions. That sensibility of what I would like to call heavy vibrations. You know what I mean? And the energy. You're feeling in their vibrations and energy. And when someone show you that, you know you in there. That's all you, boy. Up with it. I appreciate everybody, who follow, who I'm saying, who subscribe and tune into my channel and all. So now we're gonna go ahead and put this is organic maple syrup. We're gonna put 100% pure. This one is just plain maple syrup. This one is for the fam. All right, we're gonna go ahead and put the spoons in. The big spoons. That's one. That two. You can count. All right. Three. Uh, four, fee, five, four, four. That's a home run. You feel me? That's it. So that's all it really needs. If anybody did the counting, then you know how much that was. But you could choose to put as much as you want. If, you know what I'm saying? You could put a little bit less if you feel like it'd be too sweet, or you could put more if you feel it ain't sweet enough. It's your choice, bro. This is how I make my juices. You feel me? And yeah, me and God right here. It's been blessing me to come a long way. You know what I mean? It's what I'm doing, and I'm not gonna stop. You know, chasing my dreams, achieving my goals, for being fulfilling life. You know, making my destiny of what I know God said it could be, and more than that, and more than that, building empire, building legacy, being more than remarkable, and leaving your marks. That's a beautiful thing. You know, having revenue. You know what I mean? Owning and your business and et cetera, et cetera. So this is where I'm at. You get to see me starting from the flats, you know what I mean? Starting from flat broke, going all the way up with it. Mr. All the way up with it. Shout out to Mama B, you know what I mean? This most beautiful woman in the world, you know? So the next episode, y'all, like I said, Ace is up with it. Let's get it. Northside God's Plan, better known as Chef CIE to the D, and that D for dominant, better known as me. Because I'm me, not a wannabe of somebody I'm not an image, not a mask, it's all me. Alright? It's all me for real. No cap. Alright? And we gonna strengthen the bond daily. Remember, I got you, you got me, we got each other, and God got us. Say it with me like you got a heart for it. Say it from your spirit and your soul. I got you got me, we got each other, and God got us. Like I said, to next episode, Ace is up with it. Let's get it. I'm gonna keep hitting y'all more of that greatness. Blessings, respectfully. Lava House, Lava Gang. And that you gotta remember, yep, use the juice of the juice, all the pomegranate juice. So this is where you come in with this, and we're gonna go halfway in to both. Yep, yep. I gave it more of its flavor. Yep. Mhm. Simple, just like that. So there you have it, y'all. That's how we get it. Yes, sir. Go Wild's at his best right there, man. With a half little bit of that motivational speaking, like I told you. So when I went through all of my trauma, they labeled me schizophrenic and bipolar. So I just learned, I had to learn a lot of discipline, a lot of order to get to where I'm at today. And I'm not where I want to be at, but I'm not where I used to be. And where I'm at today, I won't be here tomorrow because I'm choosing to move forward with God. So understand, God has everything under control. Y'all don't have the last say. So God gives the hardest battles to the strongest soldiers, and He will never give us something we can't handle. So let's start handling it. Up with it, y'all. Up with it. On Mama Bees.